All right. You know who it is. It's yo boy, Invisible, back at it again with the video every 5 years. Yeah, that's right. I'm just kidding. Hopefully, the wait for the next one will be a little bit shorter. Like 3 years? Is that okay? Anyway, so what better way to get reacquainted with each other than to take a trip down memory lane? So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be taking a look into my main world that I had a long while ago. Yeah, this world was created at least 8 years ago, and I haven't taken a look at it in a long time. So let's take a look at that. So yeah, this is the world right here, and as you can see, I haven't been there since 2018, since Minecraft 1.12. Right now we're on 1.15. So yeah, it's been quite a long time since I saw this, but as I said, this was created way longer ago, at least 8 years ago. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to jump into it and just take a little bit of a tour while we go into a date between just you, me, the world, and get to know each other a little bit better. So let's jump right into it. I know what I'm doing. All right, so here we are. We actually spawned inside some structure, and I moved over here because that was a little bit of a spoiler. But let's just take a brief overview at this thing. And one thing you'll notice, or I don't know if you'll notice because I don't know if you'll actually know what I'm talking about, but this was actually very much inspired by Dockham77. Back in the day, 8 years ago, he had a let's play where pretty much this was his theme. An ocean base, a base in the middle of an ocean with a bunch of stuff scattered around, the sandstone, all surrounded by a big perimeter. And the theme for this base will be like inspired by Dockham77's playlist, but just taken a lot of orders of magnitude down. Like, the perimeter in his Let's Play is massive. His perimeter represented all of the land, all of the area that he would need to light up in order to have perfect spawn rates at his mob system, which is this right here. And this is right in the center of the perimeter, or this should be right in the center of the perimeter. But I don't know if it actually is. But yeah, back in the day, my computer used to be not that good at all. So you're not supposed to see this perimeter. You're supposed to think that you're just in the middle of the ocean, and you're not supposed to see the ugly cobblestone wall. But yeah, my render distance was like 4, so that was okay back then, but it very clearly isn't okay right now. And also, as I said, the other thing was that this should be in the middle of an ocean for maximum efficiency in all of the farms. And I thought I was in the middle of an ocean, but it turns out that when you turn your render distance up then more than like 4, you're able to see that this is actually like a lake. Like, we're nowhere near in the middle of an ocean. I had no clue. Like, this was news to me. I was like, oh my god, this is so lame. This was supposed to be an ocean base, but this is just a lake base surrounded by a horrible cobblestone wall. So yeah, let's go into what I would be looking at back in the day. Not even that. Like, I really couldn't see the wall, so it would be less than 3 chunks, I guess. This was my render distance. Oh my god. And I can still see the wall. There's no way it was less than 3. There's no way. 1? 2? We can even see the house. We cannot even see that building over there. Oh my god. Anyway, let's go back to normal. And let's start taking a look at this thing. Okay, I think that's a little bit too big. Let's keep it not that big in order to get smooth frames right now that we are recording. But anyway, look at that. As you will see, as another running theme in this was my survival world, but I like to call it my semi-survival world because I did cheat in some things, as in right here, you can see the ocean floor is just dirt, like a layer of solid dirt. So what I did, instead of lighting up the caves in order to get perfect spawn rates in my mob system, I just went to MC Edit or World Edit or whatever it was, and I just put a big old cube of dirt from here all the way down to bedrock. That means that all the caves were filled up, and essentially there are no mob spawning spaces, which is why we'll see very good spawning rates. And look at this little tiny square right here. Look at all the mobs that are here. But yeah, I did cheat in some things, but overall, I did do this in survival. Like this mob system right here that you'll see in a second, I dug it out with a pickaxe, and all these resources I collected them and then placed them without being able to fly. I built that without being able to fly. I mean, I don't know why I chose to cheat in some things and not in others. But yeah, that's gonna be a running theme with this world. I no longer do that. I prefer the pure survival experience. I don't like any editing anything in my worlds. So yeah, I mean, let's start this tour off with, I mean, I guess this thing, which is the actually the first thing I made here, and one of the most important and interesting things. This pyramid right here is really only just the entrance to the thing. And as you can see by the sign here, this is my mob trap and nether portal room. So yeah, this serves as an entrance to those two things. And this is how you select whether you go to the mob system or the portal. This lever right here pushes out a block, and if you go down and that's activated, then you can go over here to the nether portal room that we'll take a look at in a second. Or if that's unactivated, then you can just fall straight down. However, there's also a system that you can control it from over here, regardless if it's on or off in here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's achieved with a pretty cool gate, which is this right here, which I don't really remember the exact name for it. I think it's an XNOR gate. But yeah, this is a very cool gate because if you know a little bit about Redstone, you know that controlling one single thing, one single output with two levers wouldn't really yield very good results, because if one of them is activated, then the other one would be left useless, rendered useless, because the signal would override the other one. But yeah, this gate fixes that. Anyway, let's go down here, and you will see that this is actually a pretty big system. Down there, you cannot see it from here, but there are a bunch of spawning platforms. The mobs spawn there are taken to the center using a bunch of water systems, which I believe don't work anymore. And then they go up this water elevator, and then they can either go to the right or to the left to be killed, or to go into an XP farm. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. And as I said, this room itself is actually quite big. And obviously, this is inspired very much so by Docham's mob system, which I think it's pretty much the same concept. Big open room underneath the ocean, mob system that funnels them into the center, and then a water elevator. But of course, his base was much bigger. But anyway, this is like the control panel for the thing. As I said, you can choose whether this is an XP farm or not by just flipping the switch, and the water current will switch, and the mobs will go over there. And of course, this doesn't work anymore, but the mobs used to jump there, and when they jumped, they went up the water, up and up and up. Then they fell over here, and then when they fell, they were down to half a heart, and then you could just punch them and they would die, giving you their precious XP. But anyway, let's turn this on. Oh yeah, the other parts of this control panel are whether the actual farm is on. So this is connected to a bunch of redstone lamps over at the spawning platforms. So right there it was off, right now it's on. And this also controls whether you get the items or not. If this is set to kill mode, the mobs will go over here, then they will go into a lava blade, they will automatically be killed, the items will go over to this water system and they will fall down here. If you don't want to get items though, you just flick this lever, these two pistons retract and the lava blade comes out. Pretty simple. But yeah, when you do get items, they sit over here. This was way before the addition of hoppers. Oh look, here we have a couple of demonstrators. They will go over there, they will die. Hopefully they will drop their gunpowder, which then falls there. And as I said, this was way before the addition of hoppers. Way, many years before. So there was really no way to... Is that a witch? That's cool. To collect these items automatically. So you would just need to stand here and wait for the items to drop, and then manually put them in the chests. But yeah, this is pretty much the mob system, and it used to be very efficient. I guess it's not working correctly anymore, and we are only getting creepers as far as I can see. So let's take a look at the spawning grounds. Let's turn the lights on. If this is off, that means that mob spawning is off, which means that the lights are on. And the spawning grounds we can access over to here. Let's drop down here and let's see the spawning ground. Let's see how we are doing. So yeah, here we have a little bit of a viewing platform and I don't see any more mobs. I see a creeper over there. Let's open this. And yeah, as I said, these are the spawning platforms. This is an old school mob farm design. This was like the go-to mob farm design in those days, which a bunch of spawning platforms. The mobs would walk, fall into the water, and they would get carried to the center, as I said, where they would just go up like this. What are you doing? Anyway, there's another spawning platform down here, and oh my god, this is where the mobs actually are. And as you can pretty clearly see, this is no longer working, sadly. So for some reason, for whatever reason, the creepers are the only ones that are going up. I don't know how or why that's working, but okay. I'm not gonna complain. I mean, one mob working is more than I could ask for in this 8-year-old world. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this room, which I'm pretty proud of actually to this day. This is actually pretty big. As I said, this is underneath the ocean, so I had to dig all of this out. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. This centerpiece right here is actually pretty cool. Yeah, look at the water systems. This was before the dispensers could dispense water, so we had to do it like this with pistons. Oh, so cool, so cool. Taking a look at all this old redstone. So let's leave that off. Items on, off, whatever. Let's get out of here. That's pretty much the overview for this. So this is a piston elevator that of course doesn't work anymore. But back in the day, these were very cool, very practical. They were pretty easy to make. They were very fast. And yeah, they were top of the line. Of course, they don't work anymore, sadly, but too bad. Anyway, now let's go to the other section of this pyramid, which is to the nether portal room. And I made a whole room for this nether portal, and I seem to remember that, yeah, it looked pretty damn cool. I mean, look at this. I like the contrast between the lava and the water. That looks pretty damn cool. Oh, and my base up there, that looks nice. And of course, me being me, there had to be some redstone on this. So yeah, of course we have a pop-up bridge and some water that falls down, and that completes the look of the room. And as I said, this looks very nice, and this bridge is very satisfying actually. That looks Really cool. You know what? Let's turn off the mobs right now, so we don't have to hear their sounds. But yeah, that's so satisfying. Of course, I designed it so that it pops up gradually. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Should we head into the Nether? I seem to remember that we had a couple of things over there. Yeah, let's do that. I think I designed this so that you could just sprint and it would come up below your feet. A little bit. Okay, here we are. And where are we? Is this for real my Nether portal? Like in the middle of a tunnel? How did I find this thing? No, this cannot be it because there's nothing around here. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have at least set a torch or something to remember where it was. Why did I come out of that portal then? Uh-oh. Am I gonna need to do a little bit of exploring to find my stuff? Oh, look at that. That looks man-made. Oh. What do we have over here? There you go, that's my portal. Yeah, of course. I mean, it still doesn't really have anything around it, but at least like it has torches and cobblestone that lead me to it. There you go. So if we follow this cobble walkway, we should be able to get to some places. I don't want to spoil something that I think is coming up. Yeah, over to the left, there's something pretty cool, but we'll take a look at that at the end because I think that's the biggest thing that we made over here at the Nether. This should lead to somewhere else, I believe. Otherwise, I don't know why it's marked all the way over here. Did I not have a blaze farm around here? Where's that thing? I'm sure there was something. There you go. There it is. Yeah. Of course I had a blaze farm. Like, I have one of those in every single world of mine. However, how do I get into it? Look at this floating chest. Of course. How do I even get to this place? Like, okay, super random. There it is. There's the entrance. Oh. Is this a Nether wart farm? Oh! Okay, so there's way more stuff in here than I remembered. This, of course, works by doing a little bit of that. Then when it grows, you press that and it pops off. You just pick it up. Super simple, super nice. Yeah, I like this room. I like the look of this room, and I especially like this door. I like the animation for it. That looks so cool. I love it. Okay, I could be there forever. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff there. Oh, I like this room. I like the look of this room. I really like the look of sandstone with nether brick. Looks so cool with the lava. Okay, this is pretty cool. Another piston door. Alright. Yeah, this is it. This is the blaze spawner, which I don't know if that should be extended, activate, reset. There you go. And I think that should be there. Okay, anyway, this is a blaze spawner farm, an old school design as well. I think this was designed by Etho. It works by funneling the blazes that spawn from this from these spawners. Okay, you can see here another bit of my cheating. Of course, you cannot find two spawners like that anywhere in the wild. So apparently, to improve my rates, I just went ahead and put another one there. Oh, and I just broke it. Okay. Anyway, so the blazes spawn. When they don't look at a player, they just fall to the ground. So they fall, and then they are funneled up over here to the center, where we can then crush them. That closes the gate, and this crushes them. There should be a block there. And that is set to a very specific time, so as they only have a half a heart left when that retracts, and then we can just punch them and kill them. Let's not do that. And yeah, we can also turn the farm off and on. That resets everything with lava. I think this was way before the invention of what are they called? Redstone lamps, I believe. So yeah, that's it for the blaze farm. That's pretty cool. I mean, and as far as I can tell, this is pretty much it. Let's just open this again. That's so cool. Oh yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this area. So we can go ahead and look at the other thing right now, which is the biggest thing here in the Nether, and one of the biggest things I've ever made, I think. Which is this over here. You can kind of see it in the distance, and yeah, look at this thing. That's actually pretty cool. I like the design here. This is based on a design by Duckham as well. This was called the Iron Lung, I believe. And here you can see another one of my cheaty exploits of the game. So in order to get the best efficiency out of this machine here, you're supposed to build it in a very big lava lake, so as to not have any other land where zombie pigmen can spawn. So of course I just went with MC Edit and removed the land and placed a terribly big lava lake here. Look at this. You can very clearly see my cheating, the cube I made. But yeah, anyway, this I built by hand with resources that I gathered. So yeah, it's a very weird tactic that I used between being legit and being cheaty. So yeah, this is a pretty big farm actually. Look at this. And I seem to remember that the way this works, let's turn these back on, is zombie pigmen spawn on these platforms, and then the floors shift and they fall to their deaths. And as simple as that. The impressive thing about this is the scale. And here's the wiring. Let's take a look at the wiring. Let's do a little bit of an overview for the wiring. This should be very simple. Yeah, so the button signal comes up here. This is a T flip-flop, which basically means that the button will work as a lever. So when you press it once, it will stay on, and press it again, it will turn it off. But anyway, this is what this thing does. So the signal also then comes over here, which extends this piston and completes this clock. And this is a monostable circuit which sends out a very short pulse, and then we have a working clock. So every certain amount of seconds, I don't know how many seconds all of this repeater jumble is right here, this would send a signal over to there, and the floors will shift. So I mean, let's see it in action, I guess. This thing is missing, and there you go. So yeah, as you can see, that extended, and the clock can now work. And you heard the pistons over there. Let's go into this, and as you can see, we are getting shifting floors, but we are not getting any zombie pigmen. There you go. There's one. Let's see if we can get another one. Just for demonstration purposes. We saw a bunch of them up there, but they are not falling. Anyway, you saw how that worked with this. And back in those days, I'm pretty sure it was more efficient. Right now, they're not falling through the floors. But yeah, this is actually pretty cool. And to turn this off, let's just do a little bit of this. Nope. Oh, there. There you go. So now this block retracts and the signal can't go any further, so the clock turns off and the whole thing turns off. Pretty cool, pretty massive build. There's 2 layers of these spawning platforms. So let's see if we have anything in there. Nothing. So yeah, pretty big project for apparently not that much. But anyway, yeah, this is a very early design for a gold farm. Yeah, I forgot to say that at the start, but this is a gold farm. This iron lung thing is a gold farm, zombie pigment farm. So yeah, that's looking pretty cool. And apparently I don't have a way to actually get there anymore in survival. Like, I'm not supposed to be able to fly, so okay. But anyway, let's go back to the overworld and let's take a look at the remaining things that we have. Let's head outside. And that's it for this pyramid right here. Yeah, so that's, I think, the main feature of this world. Other than that, that is my base. That's actually where I live. This whole tower is just an elevator where you go up, and all my bed, my enchanting station, my potion brewing station is all up there. And as you can see, there's a bunch of windows like all around the place, so you have a very nice view out of the thing. Of course, I wouldn't have a very nice view back then because I wouldn't be able to see anything with the render distance that I had. But yeah, that's actually also looking pretty cool, if I do say so myself. And this over here is actually something pretty interesting. We shall look at this in a second when we go up there. But I think this will be it for part 1 of the tour, because I don't want this to drag too long. So yeah, we'll look at that and these two buildings that aren't really that important in the second episode of the nostalgia walk of the, what's it called? Of the walk down memory lane. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon, not in 5 years' time. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like down below. Please leave a comment down below saying what you want to see next. And yeah, see you. Oh my god, that looks so ugly. Let's not look at that from above. I think that wasn't supposed to be looked at from above. Of course, elytras didn't exist. Elytras, whatever. So yeah, from the bottom is where we're supposed to look at it. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.